Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode. Look, I got my lady with me.
Hello everyone.
It's not. I shouldn't be like surprised that we're in our own yard, but we're in our own. Where'd you go? She's like walking around on different sides of me. It's spring. Spring is springing all over the place. It has officially sprung around here. You can see the snow is melting off. We've got this sort of ruddy path here, which I've got to fix in the next little bit. But it's an exciting day today because the windows and doors have arrived, and I can see the crew. Actually, he was just pulling in. One of the workers was pulling in behind us a second ago. But today is the day that the windows go in on the pool house. So on this episode, we're going to see some major changes take place, and I'm very excited because that means once the windows and doors are in, we can actually call for our first inspection. So follow along on today's episode while we see a little bit more progress taking place on the build. Well, it looks so vastly different over here now, and you get the idea with the pool here. Before, I was just kind of conceptualizing how this would all look. But look, the guys are over here working on that side there. There's hammering happening. So they're getting it all in place, and on the other side he's got a level, and they're kind of tapping it one way or the other, making sure it's all in there. They've got the flashing on. So we'll let these guys continue to work, but very soon, Melissa, it's going to be closed off. I have some errands to go run, but when I get back, this should look very different. And the timing is perfect too, because it's supposed to start raining, tomorrow you said, right?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so lots of rain coming tomorrow. Great timing to have the windows go in, that we didn't have any snow or any rain or anything weird happen. It's starting to get closed off. So we'll come and check back in a little bit, and I almost guarantee by the time I get back, windows will be in place. I am back from running the errands I had to run, which was basically, I went and dropped the camper off at the auction. So if you're watching that video later on, today was the day that happened. Dropped the Harley Davidson off at the auction, the camper off at the auction, and paid for and started clearing out the contents of a hoarded house. And we've got this going on. Never a dull moment around here. But look, they've done stuff. Actually, the funny thing is, before I show you the house, look. There is a squirrel sitting on the tiny little squirrel picnic table we put there. Melissa and the kids put a picnic table right there, and the darn squirrels use it. They sit there. If I put a little pine cone or something there, they will come and just eat stuff at their little picnic table. It's the cutest thing ever. Now they're mad at me, or they're telling their friends something's up. Anyway, I'll leave that and show you this. Look, there's windows. And frankly, not a moment too soon, because look what's coming. There's dark clouds. There's rain supposed to be coming almost at any point, but the windows are in. I don't think, let's see, they got two doors on. Garage door isn't going on till later, but there is a door here. You might be asking yourself, why glass? Well, we get morning sun coming in through that side. So if I am working in here, I want it to be bright and airy and nice. Actually, it's pretty pleasant in here. Even late in the day without the sun shining through, it's fairly pleasant. And the other nice thing, look, all these windows open, so you can get a nice breeze through here in summer. If it's nice and warm, you can open it up at night, get some flow going. But we got the windows back here. That was pretty fast. I think the other thing they were doing today, and yes, it looks like they started on that, is they started to put the, oh geez, you can't really see anything. Right there and there and there and there, they started to put the ceiling in for the washroom, future washroom. And we left that at 10 feet, 10-foot tall ceiling in there. So it's nice and be nice and big. And the storage room, I may as well walk around to the other side. Hey guys, guess what? Good news. Since I had the camera turned on last, the framing inspection for the building back here passed, which meant that the guys could actually start getting ready for siding. So they're starting to get the tie back on, getting the windows wrapped, and getting some of the hardy board put on. Let me show you. So since we got our past inspection, the guys came and they started getting the trim that goes along the bottom of the foundation in. They're going to start preparing for the hardy board, which is like a white board trim, and the siding to go on very soon. I believe what's happening next, we're just going to walk around and in. Oh yeah, the snow is pretty much completely gone off of the pool area there. The interior door, one of them is on, and we're waiting on the other doors. Those are yet to come. The next thing that they want to do or have to do, they're going to come into this little room here. This is the pool mechanical room, and they're going to insulate and run the electrical and start running the plumbing, because they want to get this up and running for us, so at least this part of the building will be functioning, because it operates the pool. And surprisingly, we've been at this long enough that it is going to be pool season pretty soon. This is about the time you want to start thinking about getting it cleaned and opened up in the next few weeks here. So they are back at it tomorrow to work on insulating and getting some of the interior work done, and I think continue on with the outside. But sure is looking marvelous as of right now. It's the end of the day and the guys have been inside working. Melissa has come with me.
Hello.
To come and see what's been happening inside the new build out here. We had plumbers here the other day.
Who was here today?
Electricians. And I have not come to snoop and see what they were up to, but... Okay, I see an outlet and another outlet. And it looks like they started drilling the holes to put the wires through.
Oh, yeah.
Right down there. So they'll probably be back tomorrow, I'm guessing. This is our old breaker panel. And they said they will save some money because they don't actually have to go and buy another breaker box, because that one is actually just fine. So they're going to recycle that. And it's going over there. And it looks like some of the work they did was starting to run the wires towards where the breaker box is going to be. That means that this temporary breaker panel is going to be removed and zippity-doo-dah out of here. The other day, the plumbers were here. And I'm trying to see, there's not much for plumbing on this side. We've actually come up with kind of a neat idea. Little holding tank right where that electrical panel currently is, water tank there. That is going to feed into a, see how there's a little hole up there now, Melissa?
I don't know where I'm looking.
At the top, above the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little hole there. They're going to put a little access door, and the hot water tank is going to be up there. And the idea is that with it being up higher, it's out of the way, but it's also going to provide a little bit better water pressure too. I can see from the look on your face, you're worried about it leaking.
Yeah,
I had the same.
You can have a shower for sure.
No, so I asked about that, like what happens if it develops a leak or something, because sometimes little hot water tanks go. They're building in a like a tray with a pipe that will actually run into the drain from up there. So apparently there's a fail-safe. Anyway, I know it's not a big hot water. It's not like we don't need much for hot water. So it's just one of those little box ones like we had at our old store.
I think everyone has seen the movies where
What, where you're in the John and a whole bunch of water just falls on your head while you're on the can? Well, listen, we're giving future us something to talk about. Okay.
We're putting it in the roof. Oh.
You know, well, okay. It seemed like a weird idea to me, and but they're all professionals and they seem to think it was all right. So I don't know.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah.
Kind of, actually.
Oh my god.
Look. That's not even funny. There's no wires in here yet, but that is likely going to be a light switch, I guess. You walk in the door, flip your lights on. I don't know what the sounds of the switches make at your house, but ours go, apparently, like coconuts or 1940s horse trotting sounds. The vent is in, the water lines are run, the toilet flange is in. Somebody said online, they said, you should have put a shower in. That might have been an idea, but this, for many reasons, this has to be kind of a seasonal use space, and a shower was not in the mix for what we're doing out here. It's going to have a washroom, and if people do need a shower, the house is just, a short distance away.
Plus, we don't want it as a second residence. We want it as...
No, it's not it's not a full other house. Mind you, by the time we get done with everything, there's going to be...
They can walk to the house to shower. Maybe take a little trek through the pool.
It looks like they started getting the wires run in this area. They have a lot of work to do yet. The other thing...
what are the green things in the ceiling?
Those are for the pot lights.
Oh.
I'll zoom out. All those little green dots are the, I guess, receptacles or the little boxes for the pot lights that are going in. They showed me something interesting. I'm going to take you out back. I'm walking through the wall. Woo, woo, you have powers. Walking through wall powers. We couldn't figure out, because last year, we came around back and we thought we found like a hatch back here, and it ended up being a septic tank. And we thought, okay, well, I'll see if I can show you where there's a septic tank right there.
Can you see it from here?
Bloop. Yeah, that's the top of it. But it's, we assumed that tank was put in because it's right by this building, that it was all attached, but we started dumping water down the drains and nothing came out there. We found out, they dug down, that the services, I don't know, you can't even really see because it's underneath the board there, just exit. They were never hooked up to anything. And in the amount of time it's taken since that septic tank was dropped in, it's no longer to code.
That's too bad, because
it's there. Yeah, it's sitting right there. There's a septic tank that we can't use because it's not up to code.
Well, we want it to be safe anyway.
We do want it to be safe, and because there's a creek nearby, we don't want to have any issues. So that means we have to get a septic tank, a new one put back there, right next to the old one, which is kind of silly. But in the future, somebody's going to go back and go, look, 2 hatches. And one's going to be a lot stinkier than the other one.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so that at some point is going to be another septic tank over in that area.
The squirrel does not sound happy with us.
The squirrel is not happy with us. So the plumbers need to come back and start reattaching everything in the pool room in this area. And honestly, I'm a little bit nervous because I said, so you guys will be putting this all back together, right? And he said, oh, we'll give it a shot. We'll help you with it. Those 2 words came out of his mouth. We'll help you with it, or those 2 sentences. We'll help you with it and we'll give it a shot. Not filling me with confidence, I must say. And I said, well, I hope you can do it, because the guy that installed it, I think he's not in business anymore. So they took lots of pictures. But right now, I know it's kind of like anybody's guess whether they're going to be able to figure that back out.
That reassured us about the hot water tank in the ceiling.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it'll be fine. He's like, hot water tank in the ceiling, which I've never heard of, but I guess. I mean, at our first store, the hot water tank was on the 2nd floor.
How are we going to get, if we need a new hot water tank, how are we going to put a new one up there?
You just go up a ladder and hoist it up there. And,
Nice and light.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. All great questions to ask. They have a plan, and I'm just kind of letting them do it. But apparently, it's not as weird as we're making it sound. Okay, they have figured out what these things are in the ground. I guess. Let me show you, because I'm pointing. You guys can't even see what I'm pointing at. Let me show you. The pipes that were here, they figured out that is a floor drain, which is good. And it's also good that that's not the clean out, because that would be really in the way. The clean out, though, I hope we can get that down a little bit lower. I don't know what the height is, but that would really suck if that's sticking up like that right in the way of where I want to put stuff. Could you
What's the
imagine?
clean out?
Oh, it's just so you can literally clean out the line. Like if it gets clogged or they need to flush it out, I think it is what it is. It's a clean out. But if it has to stick up out of the ground like that, that's going to really suck. Maybe I'll put a little workbench over top of it. I'll think of something. I mean, we're working with a space that we didn't design the pad. We just designed the building to go around the pad.
Well, I'm glad we could use the pad, so it's not just.
Yeah, we can use the pad. I mean, there's still
There's things to work around though.
there are lots of things to work around, but hey, we're making progress, and that's the important thing.
Yeah.
So just sort of a little bit of an update video on this today, but we've got windows, we've got doors, we've got electrical and plumbing started. Hovering hot water tanks about to be installed. So up next, they're gonna get we have to get the floor finish put in before too long, because before they start getting all the plumbing in, I want to get that floor, the epoxy enamel done on the floor. They'll be able to start insulating, start drywalling. Anyway, it's going to start taking shape very, very quickly. But guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Thanks for coming along on this journey as we build this little building back here. And if you haven't subscribed, you should do that. Did I say subscribed? I forgot the B. If you haven't subscribed, you can send me the letter B in the mail. Here you go, Alex. Here's one of those letters that you forget to use. Subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, thank you very much. As always, bye for now. Bye, guys.
See you, everyone.
Bye.